Of today's lesson, I'm going to introduce myself to the people I haven't had before. I know your names already, so my first rule, my name is Mr. Twazon or Mr. T. If saying my last name is too hard for you, Mr. T's fine. I'm not going to respond to sir, because I don't call you child, and I've already learnt your names. This is my email. I've already spammed your inbox and your parents. I like sneakers and cars. Just on with the sneakers, just like every year. First person in all my 4 classes that gets 100%, you'll get a freebie. I'm trying to get rid of them. I got too many. APHS. Don't talk while I'm talking. I like you, but...
I'm sorry, sir.
You've got 2 requirements here. I'm not allowed to run social media. It'd be much easier to have a Discord so that we could just like constantly keep in touch, but that's social media, not allowed to do it. So check and read your emails every day. Past students, do I respond quickly?
Yes.
What's my record?
Fantastic.
30 seconds, okay? The only way that I'm not going to reply to you straight away as if it was chat, as if I'm taking a dump, or if I died or something, okay? The other rule is that you check your DayMap lesson notes every day. DayMap is our online classroom system. It allows us to communicate to the class as a whole. Just take a seat wherever there's space, quickly. So that's the expectation regarding accessing classroom stuff. If you need to sit further away, that's fine. You can sit here too. I don't sit down like some of the other teachers. I walk around and help you out. You can use the nice chair. If there's no other chairs, can you get chairs from the other room? All right, for everyone now, that's my introduction. Year 11 General Maths is the mid-level of maths at Year 11. That means it's not basics to get you over the line like Essential Maths. So some of the questions in the Essential Maths first test is reading the time or telling me what number is between 12 and 14. Okay, you're a bit over that. Okay, but you weren't quite good enough to do methods. So you're in the middle. As a Year 11 subject, it is a semester and it's worth 10 credits. To get your SACE, you need to pass 1 semester of any maths. You don't need to do maths ever again if you pass this first semester. If you don't pass this first semester, you'll be put into Essential Maths to get that 10 credits. Does that make sense? You'll just be pushed into that class. Semester 1, what I've got you for is measurement. You have 1 test and 1 assignment. You've got finance. I'll teach you how to be loaded like me and count all your money. And then linear relationships, 1 test. I don't know who's going to take you for semester 2. Sometimes there's not enough people to have 2 classes. Okay? Just sit wherever. That's what I meant. So I'm going to look to change this room. You can see already. I wanted to try and see if it would work. This isn't going to work. There's some seats over the other side, by the way. Okay? We will just make today work, but potentially, do you know what SL1 is? That's bigger than this. That's more tables. So that's free. Okay? I just need to make it official. So we're definitely not going to be in this room next. Is it Monday you have me? Next Monday, it's going to be either SL1 or if that lady that was in here previously replies to me D17 in maths. Okay? So we're definitely not going to be in this room next week. SL1, but check your freaking email or your day map because I already said that because I'll tell you what room will be. Does that make sense? There's 2 kind of students in this school. People who have been taught by me, people who have not. Your people are going to get a reality check right now. So a typical lesson is going to have a consistent format. I do the same thing every time because it's reliable and I'm freaking confident. Okay? So I introduce what we're doing with notes that I've written. You go through a worked example and then you just practice. Most of the time my teaching will be like 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to talk a lot today because I have to introduce myself and then teach the lesson. Can you open your device now? Can you go onto DayMap, please? Can you make a folder on your computer that says 11 General Maths? Go on to DayMap. Go on today's lesson, 11 General Maths. Can you open today's lesson, please? It should look something like this. In your 11 General Maths folder on your device, can you download 2025 T1 General Mathematics Timeline? And can you download the booklet, PDF? Download those two things, please. I'll open the timeline so you can see what it looks like. This is the timeline. I wrote the course for Year 11 and Year 12 General Maths. You can see already what we are going to do until week 5, where you'll start your assignment. Your test will be in week 7. Then I pushed your assignment to be due by the end of the term. Okay? If you wanted to go ahead, go for your life. Okay? On this timeline, there's little buttons here. They link to a video I already made of the lesson. Okay? So if you wanted to go ahead, just click that. You can learn it already. But I will also record every lesson. When I teach the lesson after my introduction, I'll record and upload it to YouTube so I can get some views from you. Or just, well, I literally use it as evidence of exactly the lesson that I taught. So if you try to accuse me of saying I didn't teach you that, firstly, I'll laugh in your face. Second, I'll give your parents a YouTube link to the lesson where it was actually taught. Does that make sense? What else in my intro? You can see the link buttons there. Your lessons will always have a lesson note stating the day and date of the lesson, what was done during the lesson, and what the homework is going to be. So that tells you exactly where we got up to. Your parents will also be emailed a homework reminder every Saturday morning around 8:30. Last year it was around 6. This will tell you where you need to get up to before the start of next week. Let me show you that. Does this say Thursday 30th of the 1st, 25? Does it say 11 General Maths?
Yes.
Is that where you're meant to be? So don't act stupid and not understand that. Am I welcoming it? It's not very welcoming, is it? Am I introducing myself to you? I'm about to teach you what scientific notation is for the first lesson. This tells you what exercise you need to complete. Can you notice that I'm not asking you to do the full alphabet? Are there a lot of letters between A and H? I did all the exercises. I'm a bio teacher. To be able to teach this job, to be able to be a maths teacher, I literally told the previous principal, I will do all of the textbook, Year 11, and all of the textbook of Year 12 to be able to apply. I'm not asking you to do that. But how do you get good at something? How do you get so big? Do you do reps? Are these reps?
Yep.
I don't like to set homework either. You're not going to have enough time to finish this today because I'm introducing myself. Okay? Do it for homework. You've got the weekend. But normally, you'll have enough time to finish it in the lesson. If you don't finish it in the lesson, could it be homework? The only actual time you should have homework is when we have an assignment. Is that clear? You only have one assignment this term. Finishing up, this is where I do the roast. One of my classroom rules. Oh, right. Let's go on to this. Why do I do this? Because therefore you have no excuse to not know what we're doing. Your parents will not have any excuse to know what they're doing because I'm emailing them every Saturday. And you and your parents will look bad if you claim to not know what you should be doing. Everyone knows what you should be doing. Is that clear? What are my classroom rules? You're already doing one. Don't talk while I'm teaching. I only teach for the first 10 to 15 minutes, except for today. You can hold it in. No one's here to listen to you teach the maths that you don't know. Number 2, don't negatively impact others. If you're going to be mid or below, don't bring everyone else down with you. And 3, submit my deadline. So this was a surprise for those Year 10s that I picked up last year in Year 10, second semester. Unfortunately, a lot of the teachers are taking advantage of just people like hand up whenever they feel like it. Do I give you a truckload of feedback? Do you reckon that took a long time? Did I show you how long it took? So when you've got an assignment, I ask for a draft, right? And then I will literally start maybe 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And I think for your class, it took me until 8 p.m. that night. But you got truckloads of feedback. That was my weekend lost. I have 2 kids now. Do you have any right to take my next weekend if you didn't hand it up on time? If you had a medical reason, or you've got a legitimate reason, we talk. But just because you're lazy and you didn't do the work, I'm not going to waste time on you. You're not paying me extra. Does that make sense? Because I put freaking effort in. I mark your work very quickly. Is that a true statement? Ignites in Year 10. Tests should be marked on the day unless something happened at home. Assignments take a bit longer because I have to read it. I'm not going to waste my personal time on a different weekend to mark your late work because you didn't use your time effectively. Just take the L. You're not paying me overtime. Hopefully you can see, what am I about? Do you know what accountability means? If your parents are going to have the right to complain about me, well, I'm going to hold you to a standard. Does that make sense? If you and your parents are going to hold me accountable to teach you well and mark your work quickly and accurately, then I'm going to hold you accountable right back to get things done and into me on time, on strict on deadlines, because it's not fair. This is the main one. The deadlines, it's not fair on the people that actually hand up on time if other people make up some stupid excuse to hand it up later. Let's give you a scenario. Someone hands it up on time and you got a B. Can you imagine that? And then someone else in the class that everyone knows, they're just not saying, they had some made up excuse why they handed up later. Could that OG person have gotten an A if they had 3 extra weeks? Is that fair? I'm going to treat the late one with contempt. Does that make sense? If you don't do the right thing, you get a worse mark. That's what marking's for. That's why we've got A to E. I'm not here to give you all A's. You need to get the mark from me. You need it from me. I don't need to give you a mark. We cool with that? All right, the video's